So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the platform. My name is Gerald W. Parker. I'll be your host for this session. This is our Monday Night Live, and we're excited to be able to bring this information to you. If you're seeing and hearing it for the first time, I strongly suggest you grab a pencil and paper. You're going to want to take some notes on this one. We're going to circle back at the end of the presentation. I've got two special guests with us tonight that I want you to hear from, and also we'll be able to answer questions for you. So make sure that you pay close attention to what we're doing here tonight so that you don't miss anything. And again, we're not going to be before you long, but to provide you with some impactful information. I'm just excited to be able to share this. And every time I get an opportunity to share it, I know that I'm making a difference in somebody's life because we've already seen the impact. What are we talking about tonight? MWR. MWR stands for Make Wealth Real. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where lifestyle and legacy connect. That's the excitement for me, that we have a chance to do something great, not just for ourselves, but even our children. So let's move forward and talk about why we're here tonight. Let's talk about what we all have in common. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're employed or whether you're self-employed or whether you're a business owner or whether you're athlete, rapper, entertainer, or whether you're rich already. We struggle with this one thing, money. We don't know anything about it. We may think we do, but we don't. And I'll say this for people who say, well, yeah, I know something about money. If you knew about money, why aren't you rich already? You see, because this thing seems to have a mind of its own, but we figured some pieces out here, some hidden pieces that we've now brought to the forefront. We pulled back the curtain. What we realize is that there are two types of financial information. There's public and there's private. Now, those of us who are operating off of that public information, look at where we end up, struggling financially and having to continue to work. Let's prove it out. How many of us know people that have already committed 30 or 40 years of their life to a job, only to have to go back and continue to work? This is where we are, and this is what we're just earning a living. That's how we end up on the 95%, accessing only public information. But let me show you the difference here in what we call private information. This is what wealthy people have access to. See, they're creating a lifestyle. They're not just earning a living because they're accumulating wealth. They're keeping that wealth and they're passing it on from generation to generation. What side of the quadrant would you rather be on, the 95% or the 5%? I want to hang out with the 5%, and I'm sure you do too. Now, let's talk about what we consider to be the best kept secret, and that is MWR Financial. Look at what we offer: an exclusive wealth membership, an opportunity that provides you with everything you need to become and stay wealthy. I want to say that again: become wealthy and stay wealthy. See, this is not about getting rich quick, ladies and gentlemen. This is about getting rich right. We're going to provide you with the tools you need to make that happen. Now, let's talk about this private information that successful, wealthy people have always had access to. They've got full access to wealth building resources. This is the area that we're lacking, right? But look at what these guys are doing and what they have access to. Positive cash flow. I never had a conversation about positive cash flow before my involvement with MWR Financial. Let's talk about multiple streams of income, asset accumulation, wealth protection, generational wealth, and education implementation, meaning the ability to put these things in motion, to make it happen for you and your family. Now, let's talk about our leadership team that brings all of this together. Combined, you're talking about over 100 years of experience. Had the opportunity to speak with the CEO and founder today, Mr. Brian House. Not only that, I had an opportunity today to speak with the president, Mr. Adamo Tosin, who I'll be sharing time with this coming weekend. We're going on a cruise sponsored by MWR Financial. But let's talk about the other people that help make this operation work. Chief Marketing Officer, Ms. Sonia Williams. Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Jonathan Moore. Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Lisa Rouse. Wonderful people that are committed to helping you and I win. Now, let's talk a little bit about the company. It was formed in 2017. Boots on the ground, not so long ago. Corporate office out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'll have an opportunity to be there next week. And what do we do? What is the product? What do we bring to the general public? A wealth membership. A wealth membership. Now, keep in mind, established in 2017, we're a multi-million-dollar a year debt-free company. Is some say impossible? No, absolutely not. My good friend and CEO and founder of MWR Financial, Mr. Brian House, has done this 4 times now. So he knows how to make these systems work. Now, let's talk about our flagship product, this wealth membership that we discussed earlier. So MWR Wealth Membership provides a complete suite of financial resources combined with a team of experts to help you and I increase, multiply, and protect our money. I'm liking where we're going on this. So think about the ability with the help of experts to increase your money, multiply your money, and protect your money. I like that. Look at where we are. Let's talk a little bit more about these premium wealth resources. What do we bring to the table, MWR Financial? I'll say this before I even start talking about the services. This is by far the most comprehensive financial platform ever offered to the general public. No one has ever had this kind of access until MWR Financial has developed it. Now, look at where we are. Our ability to help you reduce your taxes. Most of us, all of us for the most part, are overpaying taxes. What does it look like when we have the ability to put that money back in your check as early as your next pay period? How about eliminating debt? Think about the fact that we can now live a debt-free lifestyle. Let's give some thought to that for a moment. And it wouldn't matter whether you got paid every week, every 2 weeks, every month, but when you got paid, say you had no bills, no mortgage, no credit card, no student loan, no car payment, what now does life begin to look like? What does it feel like? This is the possibility, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's talk about lowering your bills. We all have consistent bills that we pay every month. How about shredding a portion of each one of those bills? Cell phone, internet, cable, satellite, utilities, auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and put the difference of that money back into your pocket. We also have the ability to help you restore your credit. We know the importance of a higher credit score. A higher credit score is going to get you lower interest rate, lower down payments. Once again, another way to put money back into your pocket. Now, there's some other services that are part of this that we're going to dig into a little deeper, like the keys to home ownership, the diversified cash flow account. But before we go there, let's talk about some services that are part of this membership that I don't think we talk about enough. Think about the fact that you now, with this membership, get your own CPA that will do your annual taxes for you. You're going to get an automated expense tracking system, the same system that wealthy people use. Tax debt release is available to you. Credit rebuilding, turn your debt into wealth. We have a platform to help you do that. Legal self-help. I went there today to pull some documents. I'll be back there again tonight to get some other documents that have already been formed by a legal expert for me, and I've got access to them. But here's the one I like a lot. Ask an expert. Never make another bad financial decision again. It's just a matter of a phone call. Before you make a decision that you're not sure about in the area of money, consult with an expert. We've got the ability to do that. Now, let's go further and talk about you basically becoming your own landlord. You are the lord of your land. That's where the term comes from, right? I mean, build equity for yourself instead of your landlord. With our Keys to Home Ownership program, look at what we do. Become a homeowner regardless of your past credit history or current credit score. Tell me where you go and do that. You don't. Only here at MWR Financial. Why is that so important? Because now we're part of the solution. We're going to be able to close that wealth gap that exists in this country. We know the average net worth of a homeowner in the United States is $200,000 versus the average net worth of a renter in the United States is only $5,000. That's a huge gap. We have the ability to close that now with our Keys to Home Ownership. But now here's what we want to do. Let's put your money to work for you, because here's what we figured out. The only ones who are going to win at the end of the day are those who have money making money for them. Why is that so important? I'm quoting Warren Buffett, who says, if you don't found a way to have money working for you while you're asleep, then you're going to be forced to work until you die. Ladies and gentlemen, he says that because he knows that money's going to outwork you and me. While we're sleeping, money's working. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it never stops. Compound interest is the most fascinating thing I've ever seen. It's either do that or what? Leave your money in a bank and get less than 1% return on that money? With a diversified cash flow account, we're talking about turbocharging your savings and you become your own bank. Even with a private reserve account, we say secure your retirement with no taxes and no risk of loss. Think about the ability to put money into a fund, have access to that money anytime you want it, for any reason you need it, never pay taxes on it, then would be guaranteed never to lose any money. That's pretty cool, right? That's what we have the ability to do. And tell me if you've ever heard of a private reserve account before your involvement with MWR Financial. I never heard of such a thing. Didn't know anything like this exists, but here I am understanding that this program has been around for the wealthy for decades, ladies and gentlemen, decades. So we're behind, but we have the opportunity to catch up now. Let's talk about accumulating assets, that build value, like land. With our land banking process, we're talking about growing your money with land. Putting yourself in a position where you can buy land in the path of growth at 20 to 40% below market value. What do we know about land? Well, we know there's not going to be any more made. This is it. God has completed his work. So doesn't it make sense to get a piece of the action now? Because we know it's going to increase in value. Our land banking parcels in Antelope, California have increased in value 35, 36% every single year since we established this concept of land banking. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner here, no question. Now, people always say, well, how do wealthy people get rich and stay rich? They've got a process and they've got a system, and it all starts with trust. that these trust accounts allow them to move money from generation to generation. And ladies and gentlemen, we now have the ability to do the exact same thing. What we're building now is not in vain, because we have the ability through our trust account to pass it on from generation to generation. We adopt the same philosophy as the richest family in this country, starting with the founder, Nelson Rockefeller, who said, own nothing but control everything. We've got it down to a science now. You've only had to tell us one time, and we've got it. These things have been denied us. We've not had access to these things. Not for, let me tell you why. Simply because we've been priced out of the process. We've not been locked out. We've been priced out of the process. Most people can't afford access to these kinds of things, but we have that access now because of MWR Financial, but all by design. Now, I've showed you the premium services that we bring to the table, with the exception of the last two that we're already rolled out. One, which is the healthcare plan. All right. And the second one is going to be introduced to you on Thursday night on the MWR Financial platform. Again, we're in the precious metals business, so we've got access now to gold and silver, God's money. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just positioned ourselves to win for life and our children and even their children. Now, with all that you've seen, think about the number of people that you and I know right now that would like to save money on taxes. That's a lot of people. Think about the number of people that you and I know right now that would like to enhance their credit score. That's a lot of people. Think about the number of people that you and I know right now that would like to eliminate their debt sooner rather than later. That's a lot of people. Think about the number of people that you and I know that are currently renting that want to become homeowners. Let's think about the people that you and I know right now that would like an investment vehicle that doesn't risk their money like their current 401k and gives them access to that money anytime they want it for any reason they need it. If you begin to share that concept with people as an MWR Financial Wealth Promoter, you are putting yourself in a position to make a tremendous amount of income. Create and control your income from anywhere with your own home-based business. Let me talk about one of the advantages of being a home-based business owner. What you've done as a home-based business owner is just open the door up to 400 plus tax deductions that were not available to you as a W-2 employee. It changes the whole game. Listen, we understand this. You think about the way tax laws are structured in this country. Who are they designed to favor the most? Business owners. So we can't beat them. So let's join them and take advantage of the same tax breaks that wealthy people and business owners have always gotten. Guys, this puts us in the game right here. Now, let's talk about the industry we're in. We're in the financial service industry. It is the biggest industry in the world. It's $1 trillion a year industry. That's the industry that we're in, and you and I have an opportunity to promote services that are tied to that industry and be paid a ridiculous amount of money. So people say to me, I'm not sure I can be a promoter. Well, you're already doing it. How much time do you spend on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook? Are you receiving any return from that? The time that you spent, is it generating any income? We say promote our services, much like you're doing TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook for free. Promote our services and get paid. And get paid a ridiculous amount of money. Let's talk about creating a lifestyle that you want with our amazing compensation plan. Tell me where you've ever seen one compensation plan that pays 7 different ways. You're looking at it right now. Let's talk about number one, guaranteed residual income, daily, weekly, and monthly. Let's see what it looks like on a monthly basis, from $150 to as much as $450,000 a month. Think about what your life looks like when you're generating $450,000 every 30 days. Can you impact anybody else's life? Those dreams and desires that you have, that you've always had, can you move on with those now? I would think so. But that's just one way. Let's look at the second way we get paid, customer bonuses. You're going to meet people every single day that said, hey, I want to surround myself with these experts and get my financial life in order. You introduce that person to the platform. The experts are going to do all the work. MWR Financial pays you $40 up front. Not only that, as you gather these customers, you're positioning yourself now to begin to receive passive residual income. 10% of all the customers that you gather, you're now going to be paid every 30 days on that, as well as the upfront money. So really, there should have been 8 different ways that we're getting paid. But let's look at number 3. Here's the sponsor bonus. You're going to find people like me that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, that want to control their own destiny, that want to dictate the terms themselves and want to go in business and want to partner with you in MWR Financial. MWR Financial is going to pay you upfront $50 to sponsor that person to the program. No limit to the number of people that you can sponsor. But as you begin to sponsor these people, this momentum bonus, number 4, this is what kicks in. You have the ability to earn from $150 to as much as $1,500. Now, the momentum bonus is structured in such a way that they give us 90 days to capture the entire $1,500. But there's nothing written in the compensation plan saying that you've got to take 90 days. Many people are doing this in 7 days, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days. I say hit the ground running and take advantage of everything MWR Financial has to offer. Now, let's go to number 5. This is our leadership bonus. This is by far, in my opinion, the most exciting part of the compensation plan. Why? Because you're not just getting paid on your efforts, you're getting paid on the efforts of everybody you introduce this to. Unlimited levels. It does not matter if it's person number 352 in Kansas City, Missouri. 2 years from today, you're getting paid anywhere between $30 to as much as $150 for people that join your organization. Many of these people, hundreds of these people, you will never meet. You won't even know. You just know they joined the business somewhere in the United States and you got paid because someone told someone else and someone told someone else, and you know how it works. Now, let's go to number 6, performance bonus. As you begin to grow your team, you have an opportunity to capture what we call our weekly performance bonus. What does it take to get this? 6 people join your organization. The clock starts to tick on Monday. It ends on Sunday midnight. Do that the following Monday with 6 new people in your organization. You pick up another $300. That's pretty powerful, ladies and gentlemen. And number 7, $1 million residual club ring earner. What are the qualifications? 2-star regional director. 2-star regional director gets you there. Put you in a totally different category. There are about 12 of us so far, and I want you to understand that this platform is wide open for anybody who wants it. We need more $1 million residual club ring earners, and there's somebody on this platform tonight who's going to be next. Now, let's break this thing down a little further to help you understand how we start generating this daily income. MWR Financial is not requiring you to go out and find 300 people, 1,300 people. You find 3 like-minded individuals that are like me and you, sick and tired of being sick and tired, that want to dictate the terms themselves, control their own destiny. They lock arms with you, they partner with you, they become business owners with you, and you need to complete the equation, 1 outside customer. That's somebody just using your services. Do that on Monday. Tuesday, you start collecting from MWR Financial $5 a day, $150 a month. Now, someone said to me recently, very sarcastically, Gerald, $150 a month doesn't sound like a whole lot of money. Well, let me show you what $150 a month looks like. In order for a person to receive $150 a month consistently, ongoing for an indefinite period of time, that person would have to have $36,000 sitting somewhere that they can't touch. That's returning them at least 5% interest. That's what $150 a month looks like. So I asked the guy, what's easier? Put your hand on $36,000 or go find you 3 people. It was easy for me to go find 3 people. I didn't have $36,000, but we don't stop there. Help those 3 get their 3. Now you've got 12 people on your team. You're a 2-star executive director. Look at what happens to your income. You go from $5 a day to $20 a day. That's $600 a month, ladies and gentlemen. That's $7,300 a year. But look what else happens. That weekly performance bonus we talked about, that door opens for you. Also, as a 2-star executive director, meaning you help those 3 get their 3, you qualify for $450. That's the second round of the momentum bonus. The first 3 people you sponsored got you an additional $150 because you did that within 30 days. But let's go a little further. What happens when you help those 12 get their 3? All of a sudden, you've got 36 people on your team. How many people did I tell you sponsored? 3, only 3, and you've taught that process. And you've gotten in the trenches with those people and you've helped them grow their business. So now you're a 3-star executive director, 36 people on your team. You go from $20 a day to $50 a day, $1,500 a month in passive residual income, $18,250 a year. But look what happens. That infinity bonus that we talked about, that payout begins to happen at this point. $30 for everybody that joins your organization from this point forward. The performance bonus is still in play, $300. But now look what you've done. By hitting the rank of 3-star executive director, 36 people, you've just opened the door to the last round of momentum bonus. You picked up the additional $900. You just earned a total of $1,500. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done this in about 90 days. 90 days. This is happening every single day in MWR Financial. And the payouts are not going to wait for the 90-day period. It pays out immediately. As soon as you earn it, it pays out. Well, let's go one more level. Help those 36 get their 3. You've got 90 people on your team now. What does your daily pay looks like? You're at $100 a day, $3,000 a month, $36,000 a year. The infinity bonus goes from $30 now to $40 for everybody that joins your organization. The weekly performance bonus, that eligibility is still there. But help those 90 get their 3. You got 180 people on your team. You're at $150 a day, $4,500 a month, $54,000 a year. The infinity bonus now jumps to $50. The 300 weekly bonus is still in place. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. My good friend and business partner out of Southern California, who's on another platform right now with an entire Latino group, Mr. Fernando Ramirez, is a regional director with MWR Financial. You see how many team members he needs, 300, right? But his daily pay is at $200 a day, $6,000 a month, $73,000 a year. The infinity bonus pays out $600. The weekly performance bonus stays the same at $300. I tell you his story simply because he was able to do this, hit this rank and this level of income in 8 months. But here's what's more exciting. He sponsored a young lady out of Orlando, Florida named Ana Rodriguez, who came right behind him and did the exact same thing, but did it in record time, 90 days. It gets even better. Andrea Rush came right behind her and did it again in 90 days. Put themselves in a position where they're generating $200 a day, $6,000 a month, $73,000 a year in a 90-day period. Yeah, I told you earlier, this is no long-term proposition here. You're talking about setting yourself free very quickly. So, I mean, compare $73,000 a year. Think about the number of people, the few people in this country that even make $73,000 a year. And let's talk about how long you think it took them to achieve that, right? 20 years, 30 years? How much time in? You're talking about the ability to do this in a 90-day period. It's happening every single day, ladies and gentlemen. The timing couldn't be perfect, more perfect than what we have bringing to the table with MWR Financial. What we bring to the table are the solutions to the problems that 98% of the people in this country are facing. The issue is finances. And we're the only company in this country that are addressing those issues head on and bringing real solutions in real time to real people's lives. That's why we're winning. But I want to share one more thing with you on this compensation plan before we leave this slide. You see the position as national director. There's a young man who's the top income earner, a very good friend of mine, and keep him in your prayers, Mr. Brian M. Bean, who lives in Atlanta, Georgia, early 40s. This gentleman is a national director. I mention this because that is the top income earning position right now with MWR Financial. But I'm convinced that the top income earner with this company hasn't even shown up yet. So over 3,000 people in this organization making $1,500 a day, $45,000 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, that's $547,000 a year. Listen, go with me for a moment. Just imagine or picture. What changes in your life when you start generating $45,000 a month in passive residual income? I'll answer the question for you. Everything. The car you drive, the house you live in, the clothes you wear, where you send your kids to school. This is game changing. No question about it. That project, that desire, that mission, that goal, those dreams, I mean, that assignment that you've been given, you know, why are we already doing that? Because we don't have the financial means. This is the vehicle that can create the financial means to get you there. As I told you, the compensation plan maxes out at, you know, $450,000 a month. That's $15,000 a day, ladies and gentlemen. That's over $5 million a year. This is the most aggressive compensation plan in the industry, bar none. Nobody can touch this. But again, we're just getting started. We're in the infancy stage of building MWR Financial. It's growing every single day, and the lives that are being impacted are phenomenal. The results have been like nothing I've ever seen. So let's move forward. And I want to share with you a few of my friends that are in this business that are having a tremendous amount of success. This is Charles and Judith Ivory. Tell you a quick backstory. Charles, a former military, retired military. After retiring from the military, took a job with the federal government. COVID hit, they furloughed and basically didn't need his services at that time. During that time, he was introduced to MWR Financial, took this concept and ran with it. When they called him to come back to work, he declined, didn't need to, had replaced his income. Let's look at what this program has done for he and his wife, Judith. They've eliminated taxes by 95%. How in the world are they doing that? Because they have the trust account that we offer. They're 100% debt-free. They're landowners through our land banking program. They've reduced the taxes by $1,400 a month. They've lowered the bills by $1,500 a month, restored the credit to an 800-plus credit score, as well promoters, promoting those very same services, not having to be the expert. They're at $400 plus a day in residual income, whether they get out of bed or not. That is the most exciting thing about this concept. Now, I'm fortunate to be even mentioned in the same breath with all of these people who are succeeding in this business. So they've given me an opportunity to tell my story. Eliminated time in debt, 6.5 years. I drug into this program with me 15 years worth of remaining debt. It allowed me to begin to generate income within 2 years that replaced my job income. Walked away from a $65,000 a year job. And ladies and gentlemen, my anniversary is coming up soon. It's nearly 5 years since that has happened. paid off my auto loan debt, drive the car of my dreams, zero balance. I own the title, eliminated interest from all the bills that I had, $52,000. That money would have gone to the creditors had I stayed in their plan. The first thing I did was consult with the CPAs and wanted to see how much I was overpaying in taxes. They got me back $350 a month. Money I saw in my check 2 weeks later. Restored my credit score by 128 points. What I didn't realize is that 128 point increase would get me a reduction in my homeowner's automobile premium by $200 a month. I took the tax savings of $350 to $200 a month because of the credit score increase and jump-started an investment account called the private reserve that we talked about that turns out is paying me 10 times more than my 401k. And then I began to share this concept and begin to generate a six-figure residual income with the ability to increase it every single day. Now, I'm from North Carolina. My dream has always been to live in South Florida during the winter months and live in North Carolina during the summer. That dream now, ladies and gentlemen, has become a reality, all because of this program. All because of this program. Now, I shared with you this young man earlier, top income earner, Mr. Brian M. Bean. Look at what he's been able to do with this platform. Now, keep in mind, he was highly successful before MWR Financial, but he saw the value of the platform, what it could do for him. But look at what he's done by taking advantage of it in such a short period of time. He got I had a 2-year head start on him. I've been in 6, he's been in 4, but look at what he's done in 4 years. Secured 20 acres of land. They call it Bean Acres. He's building an amphitheater on that property right now. Yeah, he owns property in Dubai. His assets are protected. He secured $3 million in asset through our trust account. Lowered his bills by $1,400 a month, 800 plus credit score. I told you earlier, $45,000 a month in passive residual income. And I just want all of us to just take a moment real quick. And I'm closing my eyes on this because I'm dreaming now. What does $45,000 a month look like in your life? What are some of the things that you want to do? Who are some of the people that you want to help? What differences did you want to make? What projects do you have on your mind? Things that you've always wanted to do. $45,000 a month is a pretty good start to getting those things done. Now, the choice is yours. Either you want all of it or you want some of it. If you want all of it, you want not only the service, but you want to be a wealth promoter and generate the income as well. If you want some of it, you just want to use the services. Either way, you can't lose. Now, let's break it down a little further. If your choice is to be to use the membership, right? Your cost is only $149.97 per month. No contract to sign, no setup fee, and this includes a spouse. Here's what I know for sure. You couldn't go anywhere in the United States to find one of these services, much less all of them, for only $149.97. Nor could you go anywhere in the United States to find one of these services, much less all of them, to include a spouse, for only $149.97. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll continue to say it. This is the win for the average everyday person. We've got access now. $149.97 when we know the average cost of a good CPA or financial planner in any city in America is $200 to $300 an hour. See, again, we've not been locked out of this process. We've been priced out of this process. We know the great majority of people in this country are living paycheck to paycheck, paid on Friday, broke on Monday, working just to pay bills, destined to die broke. Where do we find an additional $200 to $300 an hour to surround ourselves with these experts to get access to these tools and systems that wealthy people have always had? No need to look any further. For $149.97, including your spouse, we're in the game now. We're in the game. MWR Financial has leveled the playing field. Now, you may be like me, and you chose the most popular choice. You want to be a wealth promoter, which is going to give you full access to all the services, but also an opportunity to own your own business. So what's my upfront investment? An additional $100. I'm paying $100 more than the person who just signed up as a customer. So my upfront investment, $249.97. What do you get for $249.97? You get a turnkey operation. You're now in the middle of a multi-trillion-dollar year industry is what it does for you. It also puts you in business with the fastest growing financial strategist company in this United States, that being MWR Financial. Show me a business in this country where you're going to be able to invest $249.97 and have the ability to earn from $5 a day to as much as $15,000 a day, with you never having to become the expert. Experts are already in place, and all we're doing is promoting the opportunity and bringing to the table the solution to the problem that 98% of the people in this country face. Guys, this is a win. No question about it. It will be the best investment that you've made. Now, it gets even better. Let's lock it up. A 100% money back guarantee. You heard me right. A 100% money back guarantee. It doesn't get any easier than this. This takes all the risk away. Look at what these guys are saying. In layman's terms, they say, if our opportunity, expert service does not help you create, increase, and multiply your money in the first 30 days, MWR Financial gives you a full refund. Who's losing here? Nobody is, and they're going to deliver. I don't see people standing in line looking for a refund. Why? because these guys, again, have leveled the playing field. And what we're bringing to the table are the same tools and systems that wealthy people have always had. They're requiring you to access at least 4 of the program. The other requirement is that you participate in your own rescue. Upload the documents, schedule the appointments, put your information in front of the expert, and let them take your finances from where they are to wherever it is you want them to be. A 100% money back guarantee, ladies and gentlemen. Keep in mind, we're operating within the financial service space. Where do you see this? You don't. Where do you hear this? You don't. MWR Financial. This is why we're having so much success. Again, the fact that we've leveled the playing field, but I'm convinced what sets us apart is the fact that we not only bring the same tools and systems that wealthy people have always had, but we assign you a licensed, trained expert to hold your hand through the process. And I'm convinced for that reason, we are having the level of success that we're having. Now, let's get right back to it. At this point, you're either a 1, meaning you want to be a wealth promoter, pay the $249 to get started in your own business, or you're 2, you want to use the services, $149.97. Now, I strongly encourage you to take a moment to send a text to the individual that invites you to this platform tonight, and just simply send them a 1 if you're a wealth promoter. They'll know exactly what to do. They're going to forward you a link. That link is going to give you full access. You're going to sign up. You're going to have access to not only the services, but the ability to market the program. Capture pages has already been developed. This is a true turnkey operation. It's not going to require you to reinvent the wheel. Everything you need to succeed is already in place. Now, if you're 2 wanting to use the service, text that person or 2. They'll know exactly what to do. They're going to send you a link. That link is going to give you access to these services immediately. You don't have to wait until the office opens up tomorrow morning. You've got access right now, ladies and gentlemen. You're on your way to turning your financial life around with licensed, trained experts using the MWR Financial platform. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I think I kept my promise. I said I wasn't going to be before you long, but was going to provide you with some impactful information. So with that being said, I'm going to stop the screen share. I'm going to come out to the field. We want to hear from our 2 special guests tonight who are engaged in this program, heavily engaged in this program, and they're doing great things with it. So it's an honor to be sharing the platform with them and have them on as guests tonight. But before we bring them on, are there any questions? I'm going to go to my settings here and make this adjustment. So we're going to open up your microphones and also your cameras. So if there are any questions, we want to get those questions answered for you tonight. We don't want you to leave this platform without having those questions answered. You can't make an educated decision without having a full understanding of what you've seen and heard tonight. And again, if you've taken notes, I hope you've got some questions for me. So Mr. Clemens, it's great to see you. There's my good friend, Isaiah Searson. I've stolen from him my new tagline, and I haven't even asked him for permission yet, but I guess I will now. But what Pastor Searson always says is, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? I love that, my friend. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Once again, I mean, hey, it's a new year. We got to take on a new attitude about getting things in order, especially on the financial level. And here it is. You have, MWR who's putting these things in place to make that transition, to make that decision a very easy one. So I would say take full advantage of it because, hey, the financial climate out here isn't getting any better unless you have the keys, unless you have the clues and things that are necessary to get you there. Here it is. You have a platform that allows you to not even have to think so much. Just turn all your information over to the experts. Let the experts use their expertise to get you on track, to get back on track financially. So it's a win-win all the way around.
Well, Mr. Clemens, I always love it when you're on the platform because you bring a tremendous amount of experience from the financial service industry. You understand what we're promoting. You understand what MWR Financial is bringing to the table. But here's the other thing, too. This is by far the most comprehensive financial platform ever offered to the general public. This is not everyday stuff. People don't have access like this.
No, it's an introduction to an entirely different level financially. That's always been in place, but it's only been sort of reserved and preserved for those that were financially independent, financially able to on that scale. But the beauty of it is, and the blessing is the fact now it's coming down to a level where it's very affordable. You get access to the same expertise, you get access to the same services, and it's for a fraction of the cost. And I know for a fact that in the financial services industry, with all the services that are offered through MWR, if you were to go to just regular financial service, each one of those services, you would be looking at a minimum between $2,500 to $3,000 a month.
And I mean, you think about that, $2,500 to $3,000 a month when the great majority of people in this country are already living paycheck to paycheck. How in the world is it possible? And I've always said this, we're not locked out of the process. We're priced out of the process. And that's proof right there why we're not in the game. But we got that shot now. So thank God for MWR Financial. And all by design, we bring a platform to the table that can fit the needs of the average everyday person. Dr. Regina Turner out of Brooklyn, New York. I've been, matter of fact, we've been in business together for a few years now. And you, like me, have seen some incredible impact in the lives of people that have accessed this program to the tunes of tens of thousands of people across this country. You and I, we show up at all the big events together. We share the stage together. We host our Sunday prayer sessions to get the program started every Sunday while we're away at these regional and national events. It's an honor to have you here tonight. But your thoughts on what we're bringing to the general public with MWR Financial.
Peace and blessings, family. You know, what we bring it to the table, it's just an honor just to be in the presence of you, Dr. Parker. I want to give it back to you because you're doing a superb and excellent job. And it's an honor to work beside you and alongside with you as we continue to bring this message out to the people. It's very imperative that people get involved so that they can get their finances together, because you never know when an emergency is going to arise. Just like we're praying for our mentor, Brian Bean, you know, because you never know what God has for you on this path. We're all going through something, and there's always going to be some type of detour that's going to take you off to show others, your haters, the ones that are looking at you, to see that you're still a human being, that you go through life the same way. But MWR is impactful in your life at the same time, allowing you to be able to put those tools together so that now you don't have to struggle, you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to set up a GoFundMe account. You can go to your own reserve account and get all the tools and money that you need that's going to help catapult you to the next step. So I'm grateful to Mr. Brian House for just having this platform and having our foresight and the yes to his assignment that God has given him so that he can educate us as a whole so that we could continue to grow in mindset as well as in our pocket. So family, I thank you. And Dr. Parker, you're doing a superb job. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Turner. Hey, Pastor Searson, Dr. Turner talked about emergencies, right? And the great majority of us in this country don't have emergency funds in place. So everything becomes an emergency. I'm talking $400 situation, tires on the car, anything like that. It knocks us all off because we don't have this piece figured out, sir.
Dr. Parker, that's 100% correct. You know, it's amazing. Wife and I had to fix our dryer a couple of days ago. And, you know, the guy had to come and take the entire drum out, move the dryer around and everything. That was about $750 deal. Now, imagine that happened to someone who can't get that done. Now you got to go to the washerette and all those kinds of things. And that's crazy. But, you know, Dr. Parker, one thing that I will say real quick, and I'm done, and that is, think about it, guys. The bank have our money. This is what Bishop Sutton said yesterday. The bank have our money. And they have it because we gave it to them. We gave them our money. They take our money, multiply our money for themselves while they pay us 1%. God, less than 1%. So Dr. Parker, yes, that's the reason we don't have that $400 for an emergency. So if the Bible says if you have an ear, let him hear what you're saying right now.
Hey, well, listen, sir, it's an honor to serve with you on this mission. You know, this has become a ministry for us because we know how it impacts people's lives. We know that this is the struggle for the great majority of people. It revolves around finances. So let's help everyone get their financial life in order. And I just want to ask our audience tonight, think about this with me for a moment. What sort of stress is relieved from your life when you get this business of money behind you? Because for the most part, most people wake up thinking about it. And Pastor Porter, they go to bed thinking about it. We never get a chance to turn the corner to put ourselves in a position where we have to give no thought to it because we got all those pieces figured out, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. And truthfully, we're struggling needlessly. Think about what I'm saying. We're struggling needlessly because the Bible has so many things to say about that. And we read, most of us are believers, I believe, and we read scriptures, but we're bypassing those nuggets, those scriptures that talk about wealth and how we should treat our money and how we should treat our work and our employment and our dreams and our visions. In fact, Proverbs 21:20, came to mind when we were talking about the precious metals and resources. And Proverbs 21:20 says this, get this, what it says. It says, treasure and oil are in a wise man's dwelling. Treasure and oil is in a wise man's dwelling, but a foolish man devours it all. You see? And so what's in your, the credit card commercial said, what's in your wallet? What's in your dwelling? What's in your portfolio? And again, most of us, especially those of us who are financially, attuned to things and we're paying attention to our wealth and our finances, I say to people who already have some things going on, this is a great addendum to what you already have. And, again, you asked the question, if you know so much, why aren't you already wealthy? I assure you, wealthy people don't think that way. I heard our CEO say one time, he was doing a live presentation, and he was saying that I like it when people come to me with new ideas. I'll sit down and listen. At least I'll listen to them. I might not invest, but I want to hear it. He says wealthy people and people who are entrepreneurs want to hear stuff like this. And so my eyes, my ears are open, and I want to encourage everybody who's on tonight. You ought to be so excited that this was presented to you, and I hope that you get back with the person who invited you, because I want you to know we haven't even scratched the surface of what MWR is providing. And these 2 new services they're added on, guys. Wait till y'all show up on Thursday night and hear what's really, really going on. So, guys, I can't wait for y'all, and I'm excited for you. And again, a lot of the colleagues, my pastors and friends here online, the ones who keep showing up every week, we're only here because we know what's going on, and we're doing our best just to share it with you. So we hope that you can see it. And again, it's not about getting you into something; it's about getting you out of something. So again, we're excited for you.
Good deal. Hey, Pastor Porter, once again, thank you, and truly an honor to serve with you on this mission as well. Coach Ben McCray, I see, is on the platform tonight. I'm not sure whether he's in a meeting or an appointment, whether he can come to the platform and share some words. Coach Ben, are you there? And while we wait on Coach Ben, I want to thank all of you who've taken the time to be a part of this presentation tonight to say something. The reason I mentioned Coach Benjamin McCray, because Ben McCray is an insurance broker, ladies and gentlemen. He's a licensed professional already in his own industry, but saw this concept and understood how it could help his client base. And Pastor Porter, Pastor Searson, earlier today, we met a young man that you just sponsored into business who kind of comes from the same background. But isn't it amazing that these professionals like Mr. Clemens from the financial service industry, Coach Ben McCray, are coming to MWR Financial and using it basically as a niche service to draw more clients to them, but to provide services so that they can afford the primary things like insurance coverage, all of that. So this is a win, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, success leaves clues. So just give some thought to what you're seeing and hearing tonight. So with that being said, again, I won't keep you any longer than I have to, but I thank God for all of you taking the time out of your schedule to be with us on a Monday night. Coach T, not sure if he's available. He's the businessman in this business and many other businesses. But if he is available, say something, Coach T, we'd love to hear from you before we close it out. And if you're not available, I do understand, sir, but thank you so much for taking the time to be on the platform. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, are there any other questions that we can answer for you? For those who are seeing and hearing this for the first time, or you just may already be in the business and have a question, let's get those questions answered for you to give you the level of confidence that you need to access these services yourself and then share them with as many people as possible, because I know what the end results are going to be. And here's the crazy part, Pastor Searson, MWR Financial is willing to pay you and me a ridiculous amount of money to share this concept. I've never seen anything like it.
Dr. Porter, Dr. Parker, I want to go back to something Dr. Porter said. He said, we've not scratched the surface yet. Let me tell you something, Dr. Porter. We haven't even scratched the scratch.
Wow.
Oh, we haven't.
We haven't even scratched the scratch. And Dr. Parker, you are so right. Why is people going to see? But I'm going to tell you something. Everyone that's here right now, they're seeing. They're just making some mental adjustments as to how can I get this acclimated into where I am right now. Because these folks that are on this call, they see it. That's why they're still here. And they're trying to figure it out in their minds. How can I make this work with what I'm doing? Not realizing, guys, that you Where I'm sitting right now, Dr. Parker, in this room, everything in this room is a tax write-off. Everything. My car in the garage downstairs is a tax write-off. My clothing, my cleaning is a tax write-off. These business cards I have is a tax write-off. That's between $3,000 to $10,000 a year right there. You are paying $249 one time for a business that give you every tax write-off Walmart has. That most people get into business, Dr. Parker, and I'm not sure you businessmen know it. Some folks don't get into business necessarily to make money. They get into business with a tax deduction.
That's right.
So to have those tax write-offs, we need to be wise as well.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, there he is. My
There
friend,
you go.
Steve. Welcome to the platform, sir.
Man, awesome. I appreciate all this information, man. Y'all just every single time I get so excited when I hear this information because I share with folks struggling financially now is a choice. It's a choice to be disobedient. It's a choice to be not a good disciple of finances. This is the secret, which is not a secret, to really having financial dominion. Let's look at somebody just said just recently, I just heard that it's not necessarily about making money. It's about the taxes. There's businesses that relocate to different parts of the country because of why? The tax benefits. We have to think as entrepreneurs. We have to think as being good disciples and having dominion over our finances, as I've heard before and I've read many times. To be a good steward of a few things, then you can be trusted with more. This is a powerful system. A lot of times when you look at the 149, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you went a la carte, you're talking about $3,000 a month happily by business people that pay these type of or invest in these type of services for financial protection. Right now is a very crucial time. And I just want to add this in here because people that have LLCs right now are being scrutinized because of the illegal use of them. I'm just sharing this, not once again to preach fear, but to encourage folks to know what's going on with this financial system. I had a very deep conversation with the owner of the company, Mr. Brian House, with regards to LLCs paying a $500 a day and up to 2 years in jail, inclusive. All right now, because of the illegal use of LLCs. But the way and the safest way to really be in compliance is home-based business. Listen to screaming at us. The federal government's screaming at you loud. Be a home-based business. And that's what you just saw. Not necessarily to make money, which is great. I call that's the icing. But the key to this opportunity is be in position so that you and your family are protected. And this is the most cost-effective, simple way without putting groceries and products in your garage. And I still got some at my house from the last couple of opportunities. If y'all want to come over and get them, I'm giving them away this year.
All right. Yep, I got you.
Be in compliance.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Look, I tell folks, God is no respecter of person. None. There's some simple things, and I'm not on here to preach, but we're on here because the answer a lot of times is right in plain view. All we have to do is be obedient and not reject the truth when it presents itself. And look, with 100% money back guarantee, and like Pastor Serson says, what would you do if you had that you knew that you had a 100% chance of winning? That's what got me in here as a super skeptic, because I couldn't believe it was $150 a month to have a staff of financial professionals. And I was paying for the last 10 years, $1,500 a month for less than half of these services. So I just want to say this, you're seeing the best opportunity in the country. We're bringing many different high-level professionals here, especially with this precious metal platform and this health share. This is now financial responsibility. We're in a huge industry right here. We're changing the whole narrative of this industry with financial
strategies and disciplines. So with that being said, back to y'all. I'm full. I had to run out the store when I heard my now. I was like, I got to say something on this call. Y'all rock it. I appreciate you. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Yes,
Bless
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Dr. Parker, I want to say something real quick on what Coach T said, if you'll allow me, please.
Please.
I noticed what he was talking about when they're talking about the $500 and the different penalties. I want you to look at the fact that they're doing this now. Look at the timing. They're doing it now because people are becoming aware. People picked up what they have been putting down for years, and they finally figured out what was going on. And because everyone has now figured out how to use the LLCs, how to use those things and use it to their advantage, and they're doing what the rich have been doing for years, they're moving the goalposts. This is what happens every time we become aware. So I'm saying to everyone who's on this call tonight, you're here at the right time. You're in the right place, because I assure you, the more MWR Financial grows, you're going to start hearing people talking about some of the things that we've been talking about. At one point, you didn't hear people talking about a trust. You didn't hear no one talking about trust until MWR started talking about it. You didn't hear people talking about land banking and private reserve accounts and being your own bank. Now you're hearing that more than anything. You're seeing it everywhere. You can't hardly go on YouTube or any type of social media and not see something that seems familiar. But I assure you, not all financial program strategies are equal. I assure you that. MWR is doing it right. They're doing it the best, and they're doing it in a way that you don't have to be the expert. You got experts who are going to make it happen for you. But I assure you, watch how they keep moving these goalposts. They're moving it because they don't want us to catch up. In their mind, we're not supposed to know. In their mind, we all can't be wealthy. And they're always going to try to change the game up. And this is why we got to start paying attention. This is why, as church leaders, ministers, and people who are educated, and involved with this stuff, we got to tell everybody we know to make this normal, because the system that exists as it exists right now don't want you to know this. They don't want you to make wealth real. They need somebody to participate in those 4 quadrants that we talked about, in the debt, in the taxes, in the recession, and all the inflation. They need people to participate in that. They need to hurt like we're hurting. So the more we know, the less they can make off of us. So this was something powerful what Coach T said, and I just want to add that in there.
Pastor Porter.
Yes, sir.
I just had to say something, because what you just said is so profound. If you look at the Forbes magazine, because when you actually research business, what shows up on your phone, whatever you look for every day, right?
Yep.
And whatever you're into, they're watching.
Algorithm.
Big Brother's watching you on every level. I'm guaranteeing you that.
Yep.
All right. But with you saying that, I just read an article that's in the Forbes magazine. Look it up yourself, everybody on here, just to validate what he just said. That it was by Robert Kiyosaki. Most people know who he is. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that guy, Cash Flow Quadrant. Article just came out in Forbes magazine. 8 things that you need to do to be wealthy in 2024 and beyond. Guess what was the #1 thing? Precious metals.
Yep.
Just came out yesterday. Precious metals to hedge your money. Because even if you're on crypto, I know a lot of people crypto, and that's great. But just imagine if you can hedge your money instead of going out and cashing out in fiat and being taxed, you can roll it into gold, precious metal, copper, uranium, etc. Right now, lock in what the rate is, put it in gold, and then cash against your gains. There's nothing else out there like this.
Coach,
do your research.
I got something for you. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
Now, when you go to the neighborhood, I'm talking about the hood. When you go into the hood and you see Bitcoin ATMs, you already know something's going on.
That's right.
When you start seeing Bitcoin ATMs in the hood grocery stores. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the money, the gold, the different things that you're talking about, the precious metals, you're able to now put them in a fiat that actually comes on a debit card or a credit card. And that credit card has VPN software on it where you can use it anywhere in the world. So you have gold and you got that gold put away in precious metals, you can actually transfer that precious metal into a fiat, into your debit card or into your card. And that card now is usable when you can't get the same ATM card that you have in your bank. When the dollar goes under and it doesn't have any value, that gold has value. Remember what they did in the 1930s? Was it 30s? I don't know when it was. It was in the 20s before the Depression. They took the gold and they made sure people turn it all in. And they told everybody they couldn't have any gold. Remember America did that? You see? So this is what we're trying to protect ourselves. And so all the wealth you have to convert it into something that has actual value, because the paper that we're having right now is losing value every single day as the debt clock and the debt ceiling keeps going up and up. So yeah, we need to be focusing on this right now.
No doubt about it, gentlemen. We're ahead of the game because of MWR Financial. Once again, they've leveled the playing field.
Yep.
So now our responsibility is to share it with the world. These were so-called secrets. They're no longer secrets because now we know. We pull back the curtain. Now we're going to go out and share this with as many people who would listen, because we have a responsibility now. My good friend Richard Gill, welcome to the platform, sir. It's good to see you. So again, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to be here with us tonight. I'll close with this. My good friend, Pastor Isaiah Searson, always says, and you've heard it more than once tonight, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? God bless you all. Thank you so much.
God bless you. Peace.
Great call.
God bless you all. Welcome aboard, everybody.
Thank you.
Phenomenal call.
Yes, indeed.
There goes somebody